with him. But I want to get into these last couple little things and we'll wrap up. But he did a speech recently, Trump did, in Pennsylvania. In the first 12 minutes of the speech, he talked about a local resident, Arnold Palmer. Now, once again, he's trying to play to the young male, disenfranchised young white guy audience. I don't know that Arnold Palmer is the reference I'd have gone for. For those of you who don't know, because Lacey's staring at the camera like, who the fuck is Arnold Palmer? Isn't that a drink? Arnold Palmer was a golfer. He was a very famous golfer, like in the 70s, 80s, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I know that plays really well to the young men of today. But he talks about him, and it gets a little weird. It gets a little bit strange. So here we go.
I was going to say, I don't really know who that is. Okay.
He was a golfer, a famous golfer.
Palmer, this was the home of my friend Arnold Palmer. And he loved Latrobe. You know, he turned out to be one of the greatest golfers in the world. But Arnold Palmer was all man. And I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women. But this is a guy that was all man. This man was strong and tough. And I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God, that's unbelievable. I had to say it.
What?
So he spends 12 minutes talking about Arnold Palmer growing up in this town in Pennsylvania, Latrobe, whatever it is, and 12 minutes. This is the opening of his speech. Talks about Arnold Palmer, how they were good friends. Then he talks about his dick. Arnold Palmer apparently had a big penis. That's what he talks about. That's full dementia. That's just what's coming into his brain. No filter. It's in here. It's coming out here. I'm sharing it with the world.
It's about how much people liked it.
Well, it's funny, too, because Arnold Palmer's daughter came out and said, I don't really appreciate him talking about my dad that way, because Arnold Palmer's dead. But she also mentioned, my father hated Trump. He couldn't stand him. So this whole thing that they were buddies, shit. She's like, no, my father couldn't stand him. So, of course, since he's talking about Arnold Palmer's penis, this has to hit the news cycle, right? So, we got to go into, what was this, it's just a long clip. Do I want to do this one? Let me see what we got. Let me do this. Okay, so this is again pondering politics, but here's Jake Tapper talking to House Speaker Mike Johnson. We need to discuss this 12-minute Arnold Palmer penis story.
Can we just stop and read the caption? Trump opens PA rally with 12-minute story about golfer Arnold Palmer and vulgar anecdote about his genitalia. What?
This is the question being asked to the Speaker of the House. This guy is second in line to the presidency. We're asking him about the former president talking about a former golfer's junk.
Okay, I have to say, I kind of feel a little bit bad for the speaker. I mean, I hate saying that. I don't want to feel bad for them, but what the hell are you supposed to say about that? I mean, this isn't the kind of crap that's on voters' minds. Well, now it's on voters' minds because he's just saying weird crap, but you should not be fielding questions about why somebody's talking about a deceased golfer's stuff.
Look, this is what the question is, essentially. This is the sort of hyperbole version of the question, which is, look, you chose to douse and cover yourself in cocaine and then handcuff yourself to a dead hooker, and now you're shocked the police are knocking on the door. That's what this is. Mike Johnson chose this. He chose to be on this guy's side, defend this guy. Now he's got to do it. Jake Tapper, take him to school.
Donald Trump's campaign suggested he would begin previewing his closing argument Saturday night with Election Day barely 2 weeks away. But the former president kicked off his rally with a detailed story about Arnold Palmer, at one point even praising the late legendary golfer's genitalia, unquote. Mr. Speaker, you're crossing all over the country. You're working hard to get Republicans over the line in this election. You're talking about substantive issues. Is this really the closing message you want voters to hear from Donald Trump? Stories about Arnold Palmer's penis?
Well, listen, I think that the headline that I read about the rally in Pennsylvania yesterday was the big question, and it's the one that Kamala Harris has not been able or willing to answer, and that is, are you better off now than you were under the Trump administration?
The big question. So, do you have a big question? Did he have a big question? What did you think of his big question?
It was more lyric from what I hear in the showers.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and can we just say, good job, host. You did a very good job. Because how do you look in a serious way and say, Arnold Palmer's penis?
Right.
Without, like, cracking up or anything.
And he gets more than he asks because he keeps pressing him on this. We're talking about Arnold Palmer's penis. We're talking about Arnold Palmer's penis. And the House Speaker keeps just, like, freaking out about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Here we go. Let's see if we get to the second part. Right. Is that it right here? We can skip it. But yeah, I mean, he just keeps pressing him, but he keeps trying to dodge it. But I do love the answer, though, with the Kamala Harris bit. It's literally Arnold Palmer's penis. Okay, look over here. Look over here. Nothing to see over here, guys. Nothing to see. It's that scene in Naked Gun where the guy drives the tank into the fireworks store and there's explosions going off everywhere and fireworks shooting up at the guy and people running around screaming. And the cop gets out in front and there's a crowd. He's telling the crowd, all right, people, disperse. There's nothing to see here. While everything's blowing up behind. Nothing here to see at all. That's what Mike Johnson's trying to do. He's standing in front of a burning fireworks shop.
I don't know what else his strategy on that one would be other than to be like, I am not touching this. So I honestly don't blame him because what on God's green earth could he actually have to say about that?
Well, this is supposed to be Trump making his closing argument, and it's been all this craziness. He's upset about McDonald's, or Kamala said she worked at McDonald's. Now he's talking about Arnold Palmer's penis. Now, I want to do this one little last clip on this Arnold Palmer's penis bit. This is how Fox News responded to the speech while it was live. This is how they did it.
Latrobe, Pennsylvania is an area that Donald Trump won in 2016. He is there holding one of his signature rallies. There, a story about the local favorite son, the late golf superstar, really, Arnold Palmer, who, of course, hailed from Latrobe.
He said, that's
not
a great minute.
You can see, yeah.
He could, fuck, how do I cover this?
I mean, listen, I can't blame him for the blunders. Some of the stuff that Trump does and says is so freaking weird. I can't blame any of the people for just being like,
what the hell?
You know, and kind of making weird faces and fumbling a little bit because not what you think you're going to be covering when you're covering politics.
Nope. Where did you think this was going? Arnold Palmer's penis. If you had that on your bingo card, congratulations. What are the odds?